there are stories that feel too beautiful to belong to fiction. YuLong and Meimei's on-screen chemistry was one of them. A blend of art, timing, and something so human that audiences began to wonder, is it just acting? Or are we witnessing real love unfold behind the scenes? When the two first met on the set of Moonlight Over You, no one expected that the fictional tenderness they portrayed would one day spill over into their real lives. In interviews, they spoke about their craft, their professionalism, and their deep respect for one another. But in every behind-the-scenes clip, in every off-guard glance, fans caught something unspoken, a softness that couldn't be scripted. The entertainment world thrives on illusion. Yet, sometimes, a connection so genuine pierces through the pretense. The moment rumors of their real-life relationship broke, Weibo went into meltdown. Hashtags soared to millions of mentions within hours. "They're real," screamed the fandoms. Others, more cautious, asked, what will this mean for their careers? But for many, it wasn't just gossip, it was emotional validation. For years, fans had shipped them, creating edits, stories, and compilations that blurred the line between fiction and fantasy. Now, it seemed the fantasy had come true. This moment, half joy, half disbelief, revealed something deeper about the relationship between stars and those who adore them. When a beloved pair like YuLong and Meimei step out of the screen and into each other's lives, fans feel both included and excluded. The illusion breaks, and what remains is real, imperfect, human love. Does real love change how we see our idols? That question lingered long after the headlines faded. In the world of celebrity, falling in love isn't just an act of the heart, it's an act of courage. For idols like YuLong and Meimei, whose careers were built upon romantic fantasies that millions projected onto them, acknowledging a real relationship meant walking into a storm. The first wave of reactions came fast. Fan communities split overnight. Some celebrated the news as if their best friends had just announced an engagement, while others mourned like they'd lost someone close. "She belongs to the fans," one post lamented. "He was supposed to be everyone's dream," said another. But as the dust settled, something remarkable happened. A new conversation began, one about boundaries, empathy, and what it truly means to support someone you admire. For years, the industry had taught fans that idols were perfect fantasies, flawless beings whose lives existed only for entertainment. But love, messy, inconvenient, unpredictable love, doesn't fit that mold. It humanizes them. When fans saw YuLong waiting for Meimei outside her studio in the rain, or when paparazzi captured that quiet dinner where he wiped sauce off her cheek, hearts around the world softened. The camera lens no longer just framed two actors, it framed two human beings. On social media, one fan's post went viral. "I've followed Meimei since her debut. Seeing her smile beside YuLong doesn't make me jealous. It makes me believe that even the people we idolize deserve real happiness." This shift, from possessiveness to compassion, marked a turning point in modern fandom culture. It challenged fans to separate fantasy from reality, and in doing so, to find something more profound: empathy. Yet, love in the spotlight is never simple. With the joy came scrutiny. Every appearance, every social post, every ring on her finger was dissected and speculated upon. Public love becomes performance by default, and survival requires both grace and resilience. YuLong and Meimei learned to navigate this with quiet dignity. They didn't deny their affection, but neither did they exploit it. They lived, worked and loved with boundaries intact. And in doing so, they taught a generation of fans that authenticity, even in small doses, is more powerful than any illusion. Psychologists call it the parasocial relationship, a one-sided emotional bond between an audience and a public figure. It's not new, but in the age of social media, it's become an epidemic of intimacy. Fans feel close to their idols. They follow their every post, memorize their habits, and build emotional attachments to versions of them that exist only in digital form. For many, this connection fills real emotional gaps, a sense of belonging, purpose, or inspiration. When YuLong and Meimei fell in love off-screen, that illusion cracked. Fans who had imagined themselves as part of their idol's world suddenly found themselves on the outside. The characters they had cherished were replaced by two real people with real desires and real boundaries. Some reacted with hurt, a grief that's hard to explain to those outside fandom culture. One fan confessed anonymously, "It felt like losing someone I loved, even though he never knew me. I realized I wasn't really in love with him. I was in love with the idea of him." Others took a different path, acceptance. They saw their idol's love not as a betrayal, but as a lesson. If we can admire someone for their art, why can't we also celebrate their humanity? Fan pages that once shared romantic edits from their dramas began posting photos of their real-life moments. Captions changed from fictional fairy tale to real-life love. The transformation was subtle, yet revolutionary. Fandom became less about possession and more about participation. This shift didn't just happen within YuLong and Meimei's fandom. Across Asia, their stories sparked discussions about the ethics of fandom, how much of a star's life belongs to the public, and how much should remain sacred. By embracing each other publicly yet respectfully, YuLong and Meimei challenged a long-standing belief that idols must sacrifice personal happiness to maintain fan devotion. Their love story proved that fans, too, can evolve, that admiration, when matured, becomes compassion. Somewhere in the noise of celebrity culture, something unexpected happened. People began to feel seen. The love story of YuLong and Meimei reminded fans that behind every glamorous image is a person who feels, hurts, and hopes, just like everyone else. Their tenderness wasn't cinematic perfection. It was real, flawed, and deeply human. A fan wrote on Weibo, "I used to believe love was for the lucky. But seeing YuLong look at Meimei like she's the only person in the room, it made me believe again." Their love gave shape to a collective yearning, not for fame, not for fantasy, but for connection. It wasn't just the way they looked at each other, it was the way they carried their love, quietly, without grand declarations, without denying it either. In an age of oversharing, that restraint felt sacred. This sincerity resonated across borders. International fans from Korea to Vietnam, from Japan to Brazil, began writing essays and reaction videos about love beyond performance. Many spoke of how the couple's relationship had helped them redefine what it means to love, gently, privately, yet courageously. A 20-year-old fan from Manila shared, "I used to think loving someone famous was about collecting everything they do. Now I realize it's about learning from them, about patience, respect, and the courage to let people be happy." Their story became more than entertainment. It became a mirror. Through YuLong and Meimei, fans saw their own vulnerabilities reflected, the longing to be understood, the pain of jealousy, and the joy of unconditional support. When idols fall in love, fandoms change. Some collapse under the weight of disillusionment. Others rise, redefined by maturity. YuLong and Meimei's love didn't destroy their fan base, it transformed it. What once was a community of obsession became a movement of empathy. Initially, factions emerged, anti-shippers who accused them of using romance for publicity, protective fans who wanted them to break up to avoid scandals, and romantic believers who stood by their happiness no matter what. But over time, these walls began to dissolve. Fans who once argued found common ground in their admiration for how the couple handled fame with authenticity. The digital narrative evolved. Fan accounts that had previously thrived on speculation began producing documentaries, essays, and charity drives under the theme Love Beyond Screen. The couple's influence extended beyond entertainment. It became social. In one notable event, hundreds of fans across Asia donated under YuLong and Meimei's name to support children's education, a cause the actors had quietly championed. The message was clear: love, when genuine, multiplies goodness. Even brands took note. Advertising shifted from selling perfection to celebrating real connection. Instead of photoshopped glamour, campaigns began showcasing laughter, imperfection, and trust, traits YuLong and Meimei embodied effortlessly. Sociologists observe this phenomenon as part of a broader evolution in fandom behavior. The old fandom worshipped images. The new fandom empathized with individuals. This change signals something far greater than celebrity gossip. It's a cultural awakening. YuLong and Meimei didn't just survive fame's test of love. They redefined what it means to be adored. The entertainment world is changing. Where once stars hid their private lives behind PR-curated masks, today's audiences crave something else: authenticity. For idols, being real used to mean being vulnerable, a risk few dared take. But for YuLong and Meimei, honesty became their greatest strength. They never flaunted their relationship, but they never denied it either. They lived in the quiet truth of their affection, letting their actions, not their words, tell the story. This delicate balance between privacy and transparency may well be the blueprint for the future of idol culture. Their management teams, once hesitant, have adapted too. Instead of suppressing real-life emotions, they are learning to embrace them as part of the narrative. In doing so, they help redefine the modern celebrity, not as an untouchable ideal, but as a relatable, evolving human being. For fans, this shift brings freedom. They no longer have to choose between fantasy and reality. They can celebrate both, the art that moves them and the lives that inspire them. A comment under a recent fan video perhaps captured it best. They taught us that loving a star doesn't mean owning them. It means growing with them. The future of fandom will be written not by control, but by compassion. As idols like YuLong and Meimei continue to live their truth, fans will continue to find reflections of themselves in that honesty. Maybe that's the truest connection of all, one that transcends distance, language, and fame. YuLong once said in an interview, "If there's one thing I've learned from all this, it's that love doesn't need an audience. It just needs courage." And perhaps that's what makes his and Meimei's story so moving. It's not a fairy tale, it's a testament. A reminder that even in the glittering chaos of show business, real emotions still matter. Fans around the world continue to celebrate them, not because they're perfect, but because they're real. They have become a symbol, not of unreachable celebrity, but of hope. Hope that love, even under scrutiny, can still survive. Hope that fame doesn't have to erase humanity. Hope that the distance between the star and the fan is not an abyss, but a bridge. Because in the end, the truest stories aren't written in scripts. They're lived quietly, honestly, and courageously, just like YuLong and Meimei.